ESPN presents NCAA Basketball. From Mackey Arena in West Lafayette, Indiana, it's the Indiana Hoosiers versus the Purdue Boilermakers.
Welcome back to Mackey Arena at Purdue. Both teams 1-0 in the Big Ten. Let's get the starting lineups from the PA announcer, Rick Miles.
Indiana Hoosiers and your two-time defending Big Ten champion, Purdue Boilermakers. For Indiana, at forward, a 6'9" freshman from Chicago, Illinois, number 32, Eric Anderson. For the Boilermakers at forward, a 6'9" junior from Lafayette, Indiana, number 15, Ryan Burning. For the Hoosiers at forward, a 6'4" sophomore from Marion, Indiana, number 3, Jay Edwards. For the Boilermakers at forward, a 6'8" senior from Decatur, Indiana, number 30, Kim Jones. For Indiana at center, a 6'9" senior from Salina, Kansas, number 11, Todd Chadlow. For the Boilermakers at center, a 6'8" senior from Chicago, Illinois, number 35, guard, a 6'2" senior from Glendale, California, number 44, Joe Hillman. For Purdue at guard, a 6'4" freshman from Detroit, Michigan, number 21, Lauren Clyburn. For the Hoosiers at guard, a 6'1" sophomore from Marion, Indiana, number 4, Lyndon Jones. And for the Boilermakers at guard, a 6'3" junior from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 25, Tony Jones. The head coach of the Hoosiers in his 18th year at Indiana is Bob Knight, and the head coach of the Boilermakers now in his 9th year at Purdue, the 1988 Big Ten Coach of the Year, Gene Keady.
Some other notes of interest. Indiana comes in with an 8-game win streak, but Bobby Knight has had not much success at Purdue, winning only 4 games in his career. Of course, no one has much success here. The Boilermakers with a 19-game home win streak and have a comfortable margin in the series edge overall between these two schools.
Mike, I think interesting tonight, we have 3 officials that are 3 lead officials that have been assigned to this game. They have put their best crew on the game, anticipating a lot of intensity out of this guy right here, Mr. Robert Montgomery Knight, who was in rare form today at a luncheon with Gene Keady. And there's a look at Gene Keady. He roasted me for 20 minutes, Mike. You should have been there to help me out.
I'd have helped him out. Indiana and Purdue. Hillman controls and gives it off to Lyndon Jones. 3 is Jay Edwards. Hillman is 44, going with only 2 big men up front.
Man-to-man defense right now by Purdue, putting a lot of pressure on the ball.
Anderson gives it off to Jones. Hillman. Anderson, the freshman. May have forced it a little bit, and here come the Boilermakers. Tony Jones and Lauren Clyburn in the backcourt. This is Ryan Burning, number 15.
Jones making the adjustment to the point guard slot, replacing Everett Stevens.
Kip Jones. Forced it up, wouldn't go. Jones coming back off of back surgery. Just been inserted in the starting lineup. He missed the first 9 games.
This is his first start. He played 5 games.
Hillman at 6'2", goes baseline. In the middle to Anderson, who laid it in.
Great 2-man play, but created by the penetration of Hillman along the baseline. Anderson is probably their best all-around baseline player, the freshman out of St. Francis de Sales out of Chicago.
Tony Jones and Lauren Clyburn in the backcourt. This is Jones.
Indiana does a lot of switching defensively.
Looking inside from McCants, can't find him, and this is the freshman Clyburn.
They got to try to get McCants on the boxes inside. Go right at Anderson with the power of McCants.
Clyburn over Hillman, won't go, but he's fouled. That will be number 1 on Joe Hillman.
This guy's had an amazing record in his 9 years here. Last year, 29-4. Get beat by Kansas State in the NCAA's Midwest Regional.
Jones will go to the line a little under 62% for the season. but he has come back from a sore right hand and hit 16 of his last 19 free throws.
It's a big adjustment trying to go from the second guard slot, which he's doing, to play the point guard position. You have a different mental concept of the game of basketball, and it's been tough for him right now, Mike.
Averaging under 5 assists a ball game.
He's an excellent defender, tremendous defensive player, puts a lot of pressure on the ball.
Free throw is good. And we're tied at 2.
This intrastate rivalry is something else, like North Carolina and Duke, Kentucky and Louisville.
Burning is out on Hillman. Has 7 inches advantage on him. And they try to get the ball down low to Jay Edwards.
The amazing thing when you look at Indiana, as we watch them right now, just look at Jay Edwards, number 3, trying to post up inside, trying to show some versatility, going against Jones down inside, gets bumped. They go to the foul line so often, much more than their opponents, and it's amazing. That's a lot of patience on offense and getting the ball at the high percentage areas.
Edwards low to Jadlow. McCants on him.
Jadlow's been an up and down player. He's been a Dow Joneser.
Lyndon Jones cut off at the baseline to Hillman. Hillman at 6'2" inside.
He's become so much more effective moving to the front court than he was as a point guard. Had a tough time handling the ball, and they were really pressured against Syracuse, North Carolina, and Louisville.
Loose ball inside. Got to travel. Purdue will turn it over.
What an amazing turnaround, Indiana. I had them earlier in the season. They had so many holes in their defense. They didn't have the athletic ability. I mean, it was blowout city against anybody that had athletes.
Lyndon Jones didn't get the roll. Burning with a rebound.
Burning can shoot the ball. Nice entry.
Good feed to Kip Jones. Little jump hook won't go. Burning had the tip. And Jadlow brought it down.
I think we got to see Scheffler on the floor. He had 22 against Northwestern. He's a power player, shot 72% last year. Big, strong player. I think he'll go to Scheffler.
And Scheffler is off the bench right now. It was really a surprise that he was the choice to come out of the lineup, even if Kip Jones did go in. Tough shot by Jadlow.
Jadlow can be acrobatic. There's a look at Scheffler, big, strong muscle player.
I mean, other conferences have players just as tall, but in this league they're a little wider.
Well, they're wide bodies and they're very physical.
Clyburn, nice move to get open, but he missed.
Well, he used the screen really well. Came out of Southwestern High School in Detroit, played for Perry Watson. Outstanding scholastic coach. I like Jones. I think Jones adds a whole new dimension to the Indiana basketball team. Gives him a legit point guard.
He and Edwards both recruited out of Championship Marion. Rebound inside to Purdue, Lyndon Jones. You expect Purdue to win the battle of the boards.
They got to go inside, take advantage of their strength along the baseline when he can't. Big power player. He's got to establish himself and show some emotion. Go right at Jadlow.
Jones left alone from 15.
Can't shoot the ball out there, Mike. Struggles to shoot it out there. Offensive flat foul.
Kip Jones doesn't look like he has his rhythm. And he'll come out of the ball game, and Scheffler will come in, I believe.
We're going to take a look at Kip Jones now in a one-on-one move against Eric Anderson. Now watch him lean in. Oh, there's no doubt. Defensive player beats him to the position.
Got him to the elbow, too.
He's entitled to that plane. Good call by the officials. Look at the body of Scheffler right here. 6'9", big and strong.
He's the second strongest basketball player that's ever been at Purdue. Bench press is 335 pounds. Anderson had it stripped, and they'll call a foul. It's an offensive foul.
Tom Rucker with the strong call.
We've got a timeout on the court. 15:55 to go. First half, 6-2 Indiana.
Mike, take a look right now at number 55, Scheffler, how he's going to hedge defensively. Right here, we take a look. Freeze it. See, 55 steps out to help his teammate Burning, who's been beaten by Hillman. Now, what he did there, he made Hillman have to delay in making a good pass and good entry by doing what we talk about in coaching, hedging defensively, stepping out into the path of the penetrator.
Last foul was on Eric Anderson. Purdue basketball down by 4.
Nothing fancy on defense, head-to-head, man-to-man. They're going to try to lock McCants on the boxes.
McCants has not had an opportunity to shoot the ball as yet. That was kicked, so they'll recycle the shot clock.
They got to lay some screens for him, Mike. They got to come across and lay some real good head-hunting horizontal screens. He's trying to post, and they're in good denial defense against him.
Clyburn back out to Tony Jones. He's got Hillman on him.
Jones should have a little bit too much quickness for Hillman. There it goes, down into him in the box.
Jones, nice call, coach. 6'4".
Good move without the ball by Jones. He slashes to the low post, takes advantage of his quickness to get free.
Lyndon Jones with Clyburn on him. Good matchup of quickness there.
Clyburn making that big adjustment to transition out of high school, playing on a big-time level.
Edwards to Jones.
Oh, nice entry.
Jadlow had position and then turned around and really got in a collision with Burning. Burning will pick up the foul.
Jadlow was very slow in accelerating to the goal. It was a great entry right here. He's got him locked. He dumps the bounce pass. But look, he's a little bit too slow. He doesn't really explode. Good help defensively, but a little slow going to the goal.
Jadlow, a 74% free throw shooter, goes to the line averaging 12.5 points a game.
He's been up and down. He has not been a consistent player. He's had some big nights for him. He's done an amazing job of coaching the General and putting this team together to win 8 in a row. They've beaten some good basketball teams.
Jadlow missed them both. A lot of people after those 3 games, Dick, when they gave up 100 points, thought this would be an awful year from Indiana, but they were for Indiana.
Well, they're going to
really come back from it.
They're going to be very difficult to beat in Bloomington, even against the heavyweights.
Scheffler muscles it up, didn't get the roll. Purdue hasn't gotten a break yet.
Scheffler not pretty shooting the ball, but shot 72% around the basket last year.
Anderson from Hillman.
You got to like him. He was Mr. Basketball out of Chicago last year. Outstanding player.
6'9", 213, and it's 8-4 Indiana. Burning for 3.
He's a trifecta. They're expecting him to shoot the ball and give him some defense. He used to be, Mike, a member of my all-airport team, never get any PT.
His 7th three-point field goal of the season.
This is
almost turned it over there.
Mike, this is the loudest crowd I have ever heard. Listen to this crowd.
That foul will be on Hillman for pushing up, and that was good defense by Ryan Burning. That's 2 on Hillman.
I've been to a lot of basketball games in my time, Mike. This is by far the loudest crowd that I've ever witnessed, the Mackey Arena. They better get ready down at Cameron Indoor Stadium to try and top this baby.
I agree with you. In the couple of times we've been here together, Dick, I've never heard anything like this. McCants. And that's a good call. McCants put his left arm on the back of Eric Anderson on the way up. And I know Gene Cady doesn't like it, and the fans don't like it, but we had a great view of it here today.
Look at that Mike Ditka intensity on Mr. Cady. I'll tell you one thing, he got some solid officials on the game tonight with Tom Rucker, Ed Hightower, and also Gary Muncy.
Did some excellent blockouts so far. We have not had an offensive rebound in this ballgame.
Really playing tough fundamental defense. Pressure on the ball, denying.
Jones tried to get it inside to Jadlow, couldn't handle it.
Very difficult pass, trying to get that good angle to the inside. There's a look at Bobby Knight and his staff.
Knight is a study in calmness compared to Gene Cady right now. 8-7, Indiana by a point, but Purdue's ball.
Purdue strictly a power baseline-oriented team.
Clyburn lost it on the way in. Here comes Lyndon Jones.
Really forced the action right there.
Hillman to Edwards for 3. Jay Edwards, outstanding shooter.
He's not shooting well this year, but he's playing a lot better, Mike. He's really playing much more effectively in his total game.
Hitting less than 40% from three-point land and under 45% overall as a field goal shooter.
But he's a very good shooter. You can see he's got the excellent rotation.
McCants finally got in a position to shoot it and didn't hit it.
Where's Big McCants? They need him along that baseline.
Again, they tried to get it inside. This time, Scheffler will pick up the foul. And Jadlow's done a great job of establishing his position.
he does a good job of posting inside. He really knows how to seal off. See him sealing off against Scheffler? He made that happen by sealing his body. Gary Muncy with the call. Indiana's fighting fire with fire. They're saying we know they're supposed to be a power baseline team, but we're going to attack them. We're going to go right inside at them.
Coming into the ballgame for the first time, Mark Robertson, a senior from Ventura, California. And Hillman will go out for a breather.
Robinson gives him a little bit more quickness, a good athlete. Give a little rest to Hillman.
Bill Reed, number 5, is in the Purdue lineup for the first time tonight.
He was starting earlier in the year. He's a good shooter, but he's really not shot the ball as effectively as they expected. His brother was quite a player, Steve Reed. He was an outstanding player here at Purdue, one of the best little men in basketball.
Started the first 10 games of the season, and right now he's on Lyndon Jones. Edwards.
Tough shot, Mike. That was absolutely a tough shot with the defense in his face.
13-7. And Edwards has always been a shooter, and when a shooter hits a couple, look out. Tony Jones, good penetration, doesn't get the shot.
Very difficult to drive and
foul.
Penetrate. It's very difficult to drive and penetrate against an Indiana team. We're going to take a look at Edwards coming off the screen. See, he reads the screen real well, something he has not done, and he catches the ball, and that is difficult to do. Catch, face, and shoot the basketball in that sequence. That is difficult to do.
Tough to square up, but he got it done.
He has to learn how to use screens a lot better, run his man off the screen. Steve Alford was the best I've seen doing that.
Looking low for Anderson.
Oh, they had it
to him.
They had him on the baseline.
Robinson. McCants just clears out.
They've really neutralized McCants, though, Mike. He has not been effective at all on the boxes inside.
Scheffler wants the ball down low.
Look at him pushing out, clearing out people.
Got it to him.
He's a bruiser. He's a bruiser.
If you don't want to get hit by a shoulder, don't go inside.
I tell you, it doesn't look pretty when he shoots it, but he gets it done.
13-9, 11 minutes, 31 seconds to go first half. Edwards, he wants it.
That's a poor shot, though, Mike. That's why his shooting percentage is not as good as it should be.
Great pass, Burning. A lot of contact, no whistle. Jones with the offensive rebound. Tipped by Scheffler and almost got it.
That's the big problem facing Purdue, the perimeter shot. They don't have an effective shooter. Last year, Troy Lewis was automatic shooting the J.
Edwards, nice fake, but he traveled.
Lifted his pivot foot.
Got his man up in the air, but lost advantage. 11:05 to go in the half, a 4-point game.
It's been an unbelievable.
Mike, there are 3 ways you can defend a post player. Scheffler's going to try to post right now. We're taking a look at him in posting position against Jadlow. You can play behind like he's playing right now and get help from on top, which they don't get, or you can play in front, or you can 3-quarter. Once Scheffler catches the ball in that deep, he's very effective. How effective? Last year he shot 72%, and the record in the Big Ten was 68% by Jerry Lucas, but he didn't qualify with enough attempts. Right now, this year, he's shooting 68%. I don't understand Gene Katie's decision of not starting the big power player, one of their most effective scorers. I question that move by Mr. Katie out of the gate rather than going with his 2 power players, McCants and Scheffler.
Katie's gone to his bench again for that man, Jimmy Oliver, number 32, to Reed. McCants, he's really been effectively shut down. Keith Stewart, number 11, into the ballgame, and he'll miss.
He's a quick player. Katie's probably saying when he hears that I question the move, said, Vital, you want to match your record against mine? I'm going to the Hall of Fame, you're going to the Hall of Shame.
This is Jamal Meeks, 23. And off the hand of Eric Anderson, a tough pass to catch.
Now, first of all, he doesn't get the good angle. He needed 1 extra dribble to give him the 45-degree angle on that entry.
Both coaches going to their bench. 10:25 to go in the half. Indiana is up by 4. It's been a low-scoring game. Knocked away. Here's the chase for it. Robinson gets there first, then lost it. Went down, rolled over the ball, and they'll call the travel.
He definitely rolled on the floor. Hightower with the call. Hightower was on the game with Iowa and also with North Carolina. Billy Packer made a great call there at the end of the game when Marble went to the foul line. Now here's the loose ball. He rolls on the low ball. Question is, does he have control? But Hightower told me, Ed Hightower, that Eric Harmon, the official, unequivocally felt that it was Horton that committed the foul, even though he was wrong according to all the videotape replays.
Here's an offensive foul away from the ball.
Purdue foul number 11, Keith Stewart.
And that will be on Stewart, his first.
Neither team is really smooth, Mike, and you don't see a lot of effective play right now in their team offense because of the intensity and the defensive effort. The defensive tenacity is amazing. The rivalry between these two clubs, it's very difficult as we look at Bobby Knight again with his coaching staff. It's very difficult to measure it for the people out there unless you're here to feel that electricity.
Coming back into the ball game, Lyndon Jones. I think one thing that needs to be pointed out, Dick, is Bob Knight's success in this league. I think even better than it may appear because everybody loads up for Indiana. That's the team they want to beat.
Everybody goes up an extra notch when they hear that the General's coming to town. And I'll tell you one thing, when they get them on the ropes, they want to bury them. They want to put them away with the knockout punch.
Jamal Meeks hits the first. He'll have another.
He's a tough defender on the basketball.
Scheffler skies the rebound.
The art of free throw shooting. Purdue, not a good free throw shooting team.
Reed.
Some mean screens along that baseline. See, that's where they got to go with the ball. They double.
Reed for three. Short.
He's got to knock that down for them to have an effective half-court offense.
Jadlow quickly comes out to Edwards. Almost carried it.
Oh, great entry.
Great pass. Jadlow scores off the pass from Lyndon Jones.
He's a good-looking backcourt point guard. Good entry by Jones, but even a more effective move by Jadlow without the ball.
Todd Jadlow has 8 points. McCants can't get off the dime. Scheffler had it stolen by Jones. 3 on 2. Edwards. Indiana rolling.
The Marion connection right there. Jones and Edwards. They won 3 consecutive state championships. I'd get a timeout. I'd get a TO right now. He needs a timeout badly. There it is.
He almost got a T to go with a TO. It's a good thing the officials can't hear him. It's too loud in here. 18-9 Indiana.
Watch Jadlow, number 11, right now. He's being played by McCants. Now, here he is played by McCants. He lays a little screen. Now, Scheffler's supposed to communicate on the switch and come over, but Jones recognizes that Scheffler's so slow coming over on the communication, and Jadlow gets the easy layup. Now, take a look at this guy saying, Happy New Year, everybody. Look at him. Happy New Year, everybody. Look at Gene Cady. Ooh, is he a wild one? But, oh, can he coach? Can he get the best out of people? What a motivator.
Got to sleep well after these games, huh? McCants, who's been scoreless, gets his first 2. That's after a timeout.
That's where they got to get the ball. And I wouldn't be shocked if Mr. Cady said, go down to the big horse on the box.
18-11 with the turnover. Jones. Burning got down in a hurry and wanted the ball. They couldn't get it to him.
See, they don't have the point guard that could have recognized and got the ball. Jones is not a true point guard.
Anderson and McCants are at war inside. Bad pass. Tipped, however. Indiana didn't think they touched it.
What intensity on the floor. And what a different basketball team this guy has brought here that I saw earlier in the year when they were humiliated and embarrassed by Syracuse. It was like the Lakers playing against a CYO team.
You saw Bob Knight's record, 498 victories. He will be the youngest coach ever to get 500. Lauren Clyburn hits the jumper, and it's 18-13. Purdue has scored the last 4, the first 2 for Clyburn.
And the last 4 after a timeout.
Exactly.
Clyburn, a good-looking athlete. They think he's headed for a heck of a career here.
Meeks outside with Jones and Edwards. Jadlow had it stuffed out of bounds.
They're fired up right now. This crowd is getting behind them.
Big Monday a week from tonight. Syracuse against Connecticut at 7:30. And then Dick and I will have Ohio State against Michigan. Another missed shot. McCants got the ball and got away with shoving Lyndon Jones underneath. Boy, it's rough out there tonight.
These teams mirror their coaches. They play with such emotion. They play so physical. And these are not vintage basketball teams. I don't want to mislead the people. These are not great basketball teams.
McCants, very physical, excellent block by Anderson, and Jadlow gets the loose ball.
You got to like Anderson, Mike.
tough, good-looking freshman.
He's perfect for the style and system of Indiana basketball.
Edwards travel.
That's a tough play. Catching the ball and setting your feet in a jump stop position is very difficult to do.
Having to turn 180 degrees, especially where he got the ball, Dick.
That's one of the toughest plays for a shooter to do. Come off a curl, catch the ball, and shoot it. Turnovers are even. See, they're going to let him shoot the deep shot. They're going to pack it in and double up anytime the ball goes down inside, make him kick it back out.
Clyburn. This is Burning.
Oh, nice screen.
Triple teamed inside, a jump ball up and down on Clyburn. He went up with it, had it blocked, and came down with it. Not a jump ball, it's a violation.
The defensive play that was made there was the switch by Jadlow. Jadlow switches defensively. There he comes, rotates over number 11. Clyburn says, wait a minute, I beat my man. And then they call, off his hand, going out of bounds.
Woo, may have even gotten away with that, but Jay Edwards knocked it out of his hands.
There's a look of pressure on the ball. That's a
Jadlow walks.
Yeah, he lifted the pivot foot. Both teams defensively put pressure on the ball, deny on the wing, help from the offside, and try to block out. They try to utilize those four principles in their team defense.
Purdue trying to cut into that 5-point lead. They were down by 9. Kip Jones is back in there. He's number 30, wanting the ball and has it.
Not a shooter. Doesn't have range as a shooter. He's trying to post inside.
Jones, this is a three-pointer. Kip Jones almost kept it alive, but Lyndon Jones comes out with it. 3 Jones on the court right now. We'll try to keep you apprised of their movement.
Burning now playing Edwards. Edwards reads a screen. He has to learn how to read screens. He's too stationary, number 3 offensively, Jay Edwards. He's got to learn to give the ball up and come off the screen. Jones
fouled on the way up by Burning, who reached in and picked up his second foul.
Burning giving him some solid defense. Katie said today, I expect defense out of Burning, and I want him to be able to shoot the three-point. Now, see, he stands around. Look at number 3. He just stands. He doesn't really move well without the basketball. It's very easy to defend a guy that doesn't move.
That was the second foul on Burning, and Lyndon Jones will go to the line.
Indiana has an amazing recruiting class coming in. I was teasing Bobby Knight today. I said, General, you're going to be called now Dale Carnegie. He's getting the kid Funderburk from out of Columbus Worley High School. Lawrence Funderburk, who's suspended from his high school basketball team and has to work a little bit on improving his image. I said, I'm going to call you now to Dale Carnegie. Jerry Tarkanian, we call Father Flanagan. He says, bring down anybody that's got a problem. This guy now says, I'm going to give this kid a chance. You know, he's a 3-point student or better.
It was Lyndon Jones with a great free throw percentage. Of course, you want discipline. Tough to find it any tougher than at Indiana.
He will get it. See how they let him? They don't even play him. They don't even guard him on the perimeter.
Tony Jones looks inside.
Saying reverse the ball and I'll seal it and hold him off. Scheffler knows how to play the game. See, he wants him. He's got him. Oh, they missed him.
Brian Sloan, number 45, is on Scheffler right now. Shot won't go, but a foul.
I'll tell you one thing. Sloan is not going to back down from anyone.
No.
Not with his roots. Look at Scheffler right now. There's a look at him right here. Look at the big fella. Look at the muscle man. He gets mugged. But he says, look, I'm going to push both these guys out of the way. Look at him. Look at 55. Now he says, give me the ball. Give me the ball. Look, I'm wide open. See, they didn't hit him at the right time.
7-point lead for Indiana. They dropped right off of Kip Jones when he went out to 17 feet to get the ball. Foul away from the ball. Edwards holding.
You know, it's amazing. I think a lot of people thought that this Indiana team would be lucky to break even, as you alluded to a little bit earlier. Well, all the heavyweights, I'll tell you one thing, Illinois, Iowa, Michigan, they better lace them up when they come into Bloomington, Indiana, to play there at Bloomington. This club will not be easy to beat.
Kip Jones will go out of the ball game. He'll get a breather at the 5:25 mark. Non-shooting foul, and Jimmy Oliver is back in there, number 32.
He's an athlete, just has to learn how to play the game. Sat out last year.
Nice touch on the jumper, 20 to 15.
Oliver was Mr. Basketball in Arkansas, academically ineligible. I'm never going to use that other term, but
right.
You know what I'm talking about. Not laying that stigma on those kids.
Jones gets it off to Meeks.
Tony Jones playing Edwards very tough.
Nice looking jumper by Jamal Meeks, the freshman out of Freeport, Illinois.
There's a lot of people didn't think he can play at this level, but Bobby Knight did, and Meeks has a lot of confidence, and Bobby really likes him.
Burning pump fake from three-point range.
He can shoot the ball out there. He's got Jadlow on him. He can take him away from the basket.
Scheffler muscles his way.
Oh, what a muscle move! Charles Atlas, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Look at the big wide body.
Scheffler has 4, and the lead is cut back to 5. Edwards rainbow, and it missed.
Oh, they clearing people out inside.
Nice rebound by Sloan, but he can't hit it in McCants' outlets.
Seen a lot of 5-on-5 basketball. Good defensive transition.
Oliver. Another offensive rebound. Burning gets it back out. Clyburn. The runner won't go. And Jadlow rips it down. Jones called a block. Holy cow, that was close.
Jones is a heck of a defensive player. I thought he beat him to the spot. The jacket is off. Katie wants the charge. Here's the change in direction. Look at the defensive player. Oh, no. Oh, no, that's a block, Mike. That's a block. No way did he beat him defensively to the spot with both feet and facing the offensive player.
I don't know, dude.
All right, let's run it back then.
That's a close
battle. You and I go
I'll take your word for it. Tony Jones picks up his 3rd personal foul.
That's a big foul because he was the experienced backcourt player, the only one after losing Lewis and Stevens.
Jones at the line tonight, 2 out of 2. Here comes Keith Stewart into the ballgame, and they'll have to get Tony Jones out with 3:55 to go in the half.
Stewart is really very, very quick. He's like a blur. There's a look at Tony Jones, the veteran, an aviation technology major. Unbelievable. He's got his...
We didn't major in that, did we?
Oh, I can't spell it. He's got his pilot's license.
3 for 3 for Lyndon Jones. Averages just 8 points a game.
Such a plus when you can shoot free throws. Jay Edwards, an outstanding free throw shooter. In fact, in the Big Ten, Edwards has got a streak. I believe it was 33 in a row. Carry over from last year, 27 in a row, and 6 in a row this year. Look at Syracuse struggling on a free throw line, and it's created some problems for the Orange men.
It's an integral part of the game, and it could really cost you if you can't do it. Gene Katie upset again. His team still down by 7 with 3:50, got 5 to go in the half. We're in West Lafayette, where Indiana continues to lead Purdue with 3:55 to go. The all-time coaching leader in number of victories in the Big Ten, Ward Piggy Lambert, who by 1945 had won 213 games. An outstanding career. There's his Big Ten record, 213 and 101. Well, we're breaking that record very soon. Bob Knight has 213 Big Ten victories, 498 overall. Needs 1 record for the most victories ever in the Big Ten, and then 2 for the youngest coach ever to reach 500.
No, it's amazing.
McCants fouled before the shot there by Jadlow.
McCants trying to get good post position down inside, but what's really amazing when you alluded to Bobby Knight and his record, as we look at McCants trying to now in an isolation to get good post position, he tries to sit down in the box inside. They dump it down inside. They get the foul a little bit earlier. But, you know, getting back to Bobby Knight, what's amazing, he's like 46, 47 years of age and already belongs in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
But it's really his immaturity at times, saying, I don't want my name on a ballot because they didn't put him in the first time last year. But forgetting about his antics off the court, he belongs in the Hall of Fame. 3 national championships, an unbelievable achievement.
How about Gene Katie? He's only been coaching 3 years longer. He has 513 career victories.
That's counting junior college and all, though, Mike. That's not Division I basketball. Not that I'm going to underestimate those W's.
It's been very physical all night long, and it seems to be getting more so.
His first foul, team foul number 7.
You know, that's life in the Big Ten. Anybody knows that in Big Ten basketball, hey, Mike, I'm going to get in trouble, but you know what? I don't think you can disagree with this. Maybe you can. You can make an argument for the Big East, certainly a great conference. I think the Big Ten is by far the best. Michigan beats Oklahoma. Iowa beats North Carolina. Illinois beats a good Georgia Tech team. Indiana beats a very good Texas El Paso team. Purdue beats a good Connecticut team. You've got to believe that right now the best basketball, even when you go to places like Northwestern, Wisconsin, and Michigan State, Minnesota, you better be ready to play.
They are really tough and have been for the last several years. McCants trying to make it 2 straight at the line and does.
I wanted you to disagree with me so we can have a battle.
Well, for the only time this year, I will agree with you. How's that?
See, Purdue's trying to, what I call, fan to the sideline. Defensively, they're fanning the ball to the sideline rather than funnel to the middle of the court.
Edwards got it into Anderson, and Anderson very effective around the basket.
He's not pretty, but he's so tough inside. He and LaFonso Ellis were the 2 premier high school players last year.
Anderson has 6, and the lead is back to 7 for Indiana. Jimmy Oliver for 3. A lot of contact underneath.
Oh, they get away.
Edwards, and he's fouled.
Had no other choice but to challenge him on the slam dunk, and at least he made him come up empty, and now he's got to go to the line where he's like automatic. He's got 33 in a row.
But what hustle by Stewart just to get there.
There's the little guy Stewart. He challenges Edwards. Gary Muncie with the call.
And Dick not commit an intentional foul, actually make it look real good.
Yeah, tried to make the real legitimate defensive play. Watch this guy shoot free throws. He's automatic. Never a doubt on that one. But the shooter always gets the bounce.
Good by any other name. Got the roll again. Edwards hits them both, and it's 28-19. He has 9 points.
He's got 35 in a row now.
Burning almost lost it. Good hustle by Meeks.
Somehow Purdue's got to find some perimeter shooting.
McCants fouled by Edwards, and you can see the frustration beginning to build from McCants.
Well, the reason he's frustrated, notice how they surround him. Jay Edwards, if he had any help right now, Edwards wouldn't be around him. Now look at him beating him to the spot right there. They're mugging him. Sloan mugged him as he came to the ball. There's Edwards. He's not even playing his man. McCants stares at him. Hey, Jay, you're smarter than that, man. That's like Tyson going against somebody in the lightweight division.
Well, Edwards is 6'4", 185. McCants comes in at 6'8", 240.
Like the point I want to make, the reason Edwards is around McCants is because Indiana does not respect the perimeter game of Purdue.
McCants 1-1.
He probably says, where are you, Troy Lewis? Where are you, Everett Stevens? I need you.
It's the first. He'll get another good-looking free throw from a guy who shoots 58%. And here comes Scheffler back into the ballgame.
They had such an outstanding team last year. Too often we rate teams based on postseason play, and we don't look at their accomplishments during the course of a long season. This team was outstanding. They won from wire to wire, dominated the tough Big Ten, won by 3 games, first place over Michigan.
Oh, they had a great team, no doubt about it.
Great balance. They had 3 guys that scored over 1,500 points between Lewis, Mitchell, and also Stevens.
Almost stolen in backcourt. Good hustle by Keith Stewart. Couldn't quite.
Oh, look at that in the post. You got to blow the whistle there. You got to blow the whistle there.
And they did. Anderson and McCants. They've been mixing it up since this game started.
Now take a look right here. Oh, look at the left arm. That's the swim stroke. That's not permitted. That's not permitted. Call it sooner. Call it quicker. Someone will get hurt.
Bob Knight disagrees. He's working the officials right now.
Oh, he can't disagree on that call right there, Mike. That's the swim stroke.
Well, whether he can or not, he is.
If you look at the manual of Ed Stites, they talk about points of emphasis, post play. Don't allow the post player to get that kind of an advantage on you.
McCants back to the line where he's 4 for 4 tonight.
I mean, I don't think there's any doubt there.
Oh, not hardly. McCants has been terribly frustrated tonight.
I got a little nervous because that's on my bad eye side, and my left eye, you know, this guy did a whole routine about my eye tonight at the luncheon. He says, hey, Vital's got a bad eye, so Gene, Katie, and I are going to take it easy. We're going to play a half-court game and not go up and down the court.
You saw that one just fine. McCants 6 out of 6. He has 8 points, but that means only 1 field goal in 17 and a half minutes.
but they haven't been able to get him the ball effectively, Mike. But he is converting at that free throw line.
That's Chucky White in for the first time. Anderson will come out of the ballgame. White 6'7", 214. Now this is a mismatch. Burning on Edwards.
Edwards should be able to beat him, but Burning's such a hard-nosed kid. He beats him to the spot defensively. Edwards could be a dynamite scorer, so he wants to get his score and move off the dribble. Now he should do something when he doesn't have the ball.
Jones.
See, he runs off a screen there by Sloan.
Meeks.
They really do one heck of a job of screening. You watch 45 lay screens. Look at the screen right there by Sloan.
Shot clock is down to 10 seconds.
This is old school basketball.
Jones did not get the roll. McCants with a rebound.
Hey, Mike, this is the old school. Lay the hard screen, get over the top of screens.
Burning looks inside.
Got to shoot that shot.
Burning. Scheffler, offensive rebound.
Just desire, sheer desire. Doesn't have great jumping ability. Just a sheer wide body with tremendous desire.
They cut the lead to 3, and Edwards loses it off his knee.
Turnover City. He's not jumping with joy, but they are jubilation right now. Here's the sixth man. It's rock and rolling at Mackey Arena.
Down by 3 with 1:15 left in the half.
Welcome to college basketball, Big Monday.
Stewart working at the point because Tony Jones has 3 fouls, and Purdue will turn it over.
Just not good basketball, not good execution that both these coaches are definitely acclimated to in their career. Both teams are really not your smooth basketball teams, but these guys are getting maximum out of what they have.
Edwards to Meeks.
He's a quick little penetrator.
Sloan way outside.
Sloan is a screener. He's going to headhunt on somebody, 45. Look at him, 45. Look at him lay that screen.
Edwards for 3, just nicked the front of the rim, and Scheffler with another rebound. You know, Dick, we say so much about his strength, but you hit the nail on the head a minute ago. A lot of guys are strong. He's got the desire. He wants that ball inside.
And that desire comes from the man on the sideline, Mr. Cady. How could you not? It becomes so contagious, his tremendous intensity.
Shot clock is off. That's the game clock you see on your screen. Purdue down by 3. They'll have a chance at the last shot if they want it.
Let's go Boilers.
This is Keith Stewart.
I love this kind of enthusiasm, Mike.
Clyburn for 3.
And they get it! What a momentum builder! What a halftime momentum builder!
Clyburn with a 3-pointer, the last shot of the half. And Purdue, a team that had been down a long way, has come back to tie it at 28.
As a licensed contract.
It's a sold-out Mackey Arena, Purdue and Indiana. A crowd of 14,123 on hand. Here are the first half stats. Field goal percentage, Indiana shooting nearly 50%. Purdue only 36, but you can see they had many more shots. And Purdue winning the battle of the rebounds, although not as much as we might have expected. Turnovers are even. There have been a lot of them, however. Individual scoring for Indiana, Jay Edwards had a hot streak. He has 9 points. No one in double figures for the Hoosiers here in the first half. Pretty well balanced scoring, however. The same for Purdue. McCants, the leader, with 8 points, but 6 of those have come on free throws. He has only 1 field goal. Scheffler, with a lot of muscle and desire inside, has 6. Clyburn with that 5, and 3 of those came on the last shot of the first half.
Not surprising that 50% of the points have been scored by the baseline power players, Scheffler and McCants. They have 14 of their 28 points.
Last 4 minutes of the half, Purdue outscored Indiana 11-4 to tie this one up, so they had the momentum going to the dressing room.
Don't forget, Purdue has not lost at home. They've beaten Wichita State, a good basketball team here. They've beaten Connecticut. They have been unbeaten here today. They've got 19 in a row over a 2-year period.
And they've lost only 44 games here in 22 years. Tipped away, Hillman with a steal. Good hands by Joe Hillman to Edwards.
Well, a better decision by Hillman. Made a real good decision. He missed a lot of PT in that first half. Playing time, he got 2 fouls, went to the sideline. They need his stability and his leadership on the floor.
Tony Jones out there to run Purdue's club. He has 3 personal fouls.
He's just not comfortable at that point, Mike. You can see everything is like not by instincts. He's thinking on every move he makes.
Clyburn got it into McCants, and he lost it on the way up. Hillman got it.
One of the few times they've been able to get him the ball down in deep.
Edwards wanted some help. Anderson finally comes out.
Watch Hillman play without the ball. He's so effective without the ball. He's a mini version of Alford.
Edwards leans into one. Tipped by Jadlow twice. And loose ball goes to Burning.
See, right now, Tony Jones is now really smooth with the ball and making the entries. Picks up his dribble. That's a no-no for a point guard. Never pick up your dribble. I can feel for him. This is a big adjustment, playing with the ball as opposed to playing without, as he did all last year.
Clyburn back to Jones. Shot clock down to 19 seconds. Being very patient on offense.
Try to watch some of the screening inside.
McCants is triple team back to Burning. Now they got it back to McCants, and Anderson fouled him. That's 3 on Eric Anderson.
That's 3, and that can be big because they don't have much depth at all, Indiana, on that sideline. It's very interesting to observe and watch when the ball goes into McCants. They double him immediately, forcing him to pitch the ball back out to the perimeter.
Purdue with the ball down by a bucket. McCants on the inbounds. Kicks it all the way out to Jones. Burning for 3. Got it.
They got to free him up for that. That's his specialty. That's why he's playing.
Ryan Burning has hit 2 3-pointers tonight. He has 6 points. Purdue up by 1. Hillman leaned into one, got the bucket, and drew the foul.
They clear out the side for Joe Hillman. He doesn't have the blurring speed. He doesn't have the great acceleration, but he uses his body very effectively. Now take a look at Hillman now. Going to run his man off a screen. He runs him off a little bump by 4, Jones. Now here he is now, gets the ball. They clear out. Purdue very, very slow, rotating over in their help defense.
Hillman at the line, another excellent free throw shooter, and a 3-point play for Indiana. They're back up by 2.
He's one of the biggest overachievers in all of college basketball.
Clyburn. Well, McCants draws a crowd whenever he moves into the open in the lane.
Yeah, that's why it's so tough to really rate or evaluate his effectiveness. He's not having enough help from outside to clear up the angles to get him the ball.
Scheffler tried to set a screen for Burning.
Look at Scheffler on one box, McCants on the other.
Indiana playing so tough on defense. Clyburn for 3. And all it was, Purdue has started to fire from outside.
Boy,
Clyburn has 8, Dick.
That's a big help to the horses inside because now they're going to come out and extend defensively a little more, and it's going to open it up to Scheffler.
The steal to McCants. He reached in and slapped it away.
See, I wouldn't wait for that TV timeout. If they score here, I'd get a timeout.
Jones was short and Hillman with a rebound.
See, sometimes coaches want to wait, Mike, for that timeout that you get TV timeout.
Jadlow, offensive foul. Great play by Burning, and Bob Knight knew it. Jadlow just a little slow in making the decision.
There's Jadlow now, takes the ball to the goal. There's no doubt. Defensive players stationary, facing the offensive player.
34-33 Purdue.
3 on Jadlow, 3 on Anderson.
And those are literally the 2 big players up front. That's what Bob Knight's gone with since he went to the 3-guard offense.
Wide open.
Burning in and out. Scheffler almost had the offensive rebound, but Aaron Anderson got it away from him.
Almost had a foul, too. Could have called a big one on Scheffler.
Jones clobbered by Scheffler. He picked it up there.
No one gets an unmolested layup, Mike. Everybody pays a price when you take the ball in the lane here.
Purdue foul at number 55, Steven Scheffler. His second foul. Team foul number 2.
See, so for the people out there, and I'm sure many of them know this though, Mike, you get a TV timeout at the 16, 12, and 8-minute mark.
Right.
And each coach is permitted, according to rules in a televised game, 4 regular timeouts. Sometimes coaches wait for that TV timeout, and they lose a game because they just don't stop the momentum of a team who's on a little surge.
Lyndon Jones has hit 5 straight free throws at the line. On the season, an 86.7% free throw shooter.
You can't believe what a disaster it was earlier in the year watching Indiana play, getting blown out by people. I mean, it was not even a fun time to do a game. And this is now a different team. Take a look at Indiana's defense right here. Pressure on the ball. Now here it is. They pressure on the ball, try to deny it into the post, number 11. Switching on screens across the lane. You must communicate whenever you set a screen. You must communicate. Good
Clyburn
defense.
tried to get it to Scheffler, knocked away by Jadlow. Ahead to Hillman.
Scored a basket. Scored that basket.
Offensive goaltending. Excuse me, defensive goaltending. And it's 37-34. Indiana back up by 3.
There's Hillman. And there it is right there by Clyburn.
You can knock the ball off the glass, but not when it started to come down. Scheffler. Jadlow got him on the wrist. That's 4 on Todd Jadlow.
It's decision time right now for Bobby Knight. Most likely he'll look probably to Sloan.
He already has his head buried in his hands.
Discussing it with his assistant, Ron Felling. He has quite a staff. He has Tate Slock, who he's very loyal to. Tate's gave him his first chance as an assistant at West Point. Then Tate's moved on, and he became the head coach at West Point at age 24.
Sloan is into the ball game. Jadlow will have to sit down, and there's 15:48 left in this game.
You know, it's amazing when you think about his success from 24 to 30. Mr. Knight, as we look at Scheffler right here, averaging 13 a game, 7 tonight. Can't understand, can't comprehend the decision of not starting Scheffler. But again, that's Gene Katie's decision. It's his team.
Boy, Sloan may have gotten away with a walk. He just stumbled back out of the lane after the contact.
Now you watch Sloan, number 45. He'll be a screener. Basically, he sets screens out there trying to free people. See 45? He's going to headhunt. He's going to go try to lay some screens.
Edwards one-on-one. Tough shot, and Scheffler with a rebound.
Oh, Scheffler, they missed the pitch out. Had an open man.
Boy, Tony Jones beat everybody, and Scheffler thought 1 second too long about it.
Yeah, Jones was thinking of Jam City.
Burning, guarded by Edwards, has a height advantage on it.
Look at Sloan working against McCants. He is really working, trying to front him down here, not let him get the ball. Look at 45, he's fronting him. If they reverse the ball, they'd have a layup. See, whenever you front a man, if you reverse the ball and peel back to the ball, you'd have a layup on a box. And McCants is trying to get him to...
Air ball fired up by Clyburn.
Hillman does a good job pushing the ball up the court. He can shoot the open shot.
Hillman, as a senior in high school, was the leading scorer in the state of California. He's not been able to score much since coming to Indiana until this year.
He's never even thought of looking at the basket until this year.
Bodies going everywhere. Scheffler had it blocked from behind by Edwards.
Edwards with a little rejection. He looks at Ed Hightower. He says, not me.
And they call the foul on Edwards.
He can't believe it.
Holy cow, it looked like a great block.
Hey, your name's Harry Carey with the Holy Cows? I can't believe it. Holy cow. There it is right there. Look at Edwards. Oh, I think he got all ball. He got all ball.
That wasn't even close, Dick.
No, they missed that, baby. I don't blame you, Jake. Hey, get mad. You can get mad right now. One of the biggest complaints that Bobby Knight has about Jay Edwards is that he doesn't play with intensity and emotion, and that bothers the general.
Scheffler now 2 out of 3. He has 8 points. Last year may have been the most improved player in the Big Ten and continues to improve.
Right now, one of the most improved players in America is Kevin Madden down in North Carolina.
39-37, timeout on the court, 14:27 left.
D.
And of course, the Kansas has been one of the great stories of this year. Left for dead, and they're playing some great basketball.
Well, tomorrow night I have my Vitals PTP Awards, Rookie Coach of the Year. As we look here at some stats, look at the field goal percentages. Both clubs really tightening up on the defensive end. Purdue shooting only 37%. Yeah, right in a basketball game, only down a deuce.
Does a night go by that you don't have an award?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. We got loads of awards tomorrow on Sports Center at 7 o'clock. So people tune in every Tuesday. We'll have some interesting stories.
Indiana up by 2. Their biggest lead in this game has been 9. Anderson. Hillman got the rebound.
He's not a great jumper, but he gets good position. You talk about a kid with a heart.
Well, he ripped that one down. That was great looking. Sloan again.
Oh, it's murder inside, Mike. You can blow the whistle on every possession.
And probably should.
See, right now they missed McCants right there. They had him. Making the art of the entry is really something special. I'll tell you one thing. That is not easy, making that entry to the post. And you really, I think, to be a good basketball team, it starts by having good guard play. If you don't have good guard play, it's very difficult to have an effective offense.
Tony Jones outside. This is Keith Stewart is into the ballgame for Gene Katie and the Boilermakers.
I love watching Sloan play defense, 45. He fronts, he denies, he's playing Scheffler down in the box, 55. Watch him right here now. He'll let him come up high because he knows he's not effective there. Now he'll slide in front of him. See, there he is, 45. Watch him now trying to beat Scheffler to the spot.
They'll call Stewart for a walk. A little hesitation move cost him.
See, Purdue doesn't have real solid, consistent guard play. They were so spoiled from last year.
12:02 to go in the game. Indiana 44, Purdue 39, and Gene Katie is really...
Oh, he should get nailed with a T right now. They should have nailed him with a T. They use better judgment than I would.
Anderson buried it.
I'll tell you one thing. Got to be careful not to get a T now because a T can really hurt them.
Not when you're in possession, you better not. Scheffler again to Burning for 3.
Get back in the game quickly with the 3.
Boy, it looked like Burning to me was on that line.
You know, in all fairness to Gene Katie, he's really just cheering his team on. He's trying to get them in a fighter's mood and the scrap and the claw and try to excite the crowd. I don't believe he's really attacking the official. I'm wrong there.
He's going to get McCants back into the ball game because this run started when McCants went out.
He is some kind of fighter, this guy. What a fighter. Look at him.
11:21 to go in the game. It's Indiana 46, Purdue 42.
Mike, this is called a zigzag pass. Watch Scheffler catch the ball in the lane, in a seam. Now he's in traffic. He knows his teammate's open Burning. Burning squares his body. He just barely behind the 3. Knocks down the trifecta. Now look at this emotion. Look at this intensity. How could you not want to play for this fighter? Look at this scrapper. Look at the tenacity. Give us another one, Gene. One more. Come on, Gene. One more, Gene. Oh, my dear. He makes me look like an angel.
Tell you what, if you could collect adrenaline, you'd get a lifetime supply just with Katie and Knight.
Oh, what a picture that was. Great job by our camera people.
46-42, Anderson being more aggressive offensively.
He wants the ball. He's going to be a star. So many kids select colleges for the wrong reason. He selected Indiana for all the right reasons for his game.
McCants traveled. It looked like one official was going to call a foul. The other one said the travel came first. And McCants, it's been a frustrating night for him.
Well, remember this, the first thing to take place takes precedent. In other words, the violation came before the foul.
48-42, Indiana by 6.
This is a big possession. They got to stop him here.
Anderson muscled it up.
He doesn't look like he's tough and hard-nosed, but he is made perfect for the puzzle at Indiana.
He has a dozen, and it's 50-42 Hoosiers.
He's a solid piece to that puzzle, and what a future they have with the recruits they're bringing in next season.
Reed to McCants, got away.
Oh!
He lost it on the way up.
Well, he didn't go up strong. He should have jammed that baby.
I think he was so surprised that both defenders sort of fell back, left him all alone.
I think the ball might have slipped in his hands.
There
goes the ball to McCants. Now watch him. He's got the big paws on it. See, I think that ball slipped. That ball slipped.
Sure did.
That ball slipped.
Loose ball, Hillman.
He'll make a good decision. He'll make a good decision.
don't know if it was a good decision, but it was a heck of a play.
It was a heck of a decision too, Mike. The change in direction. He looks at the defense. He knows he's on a roll. Takes it up. Has the good angle. See, whenever you drive along the lane, there is a box. You use that as your 45-degree angle.
Indiana has taken its biggest lead, 52-42, 10-12 to go, and Purdue is called timeout. Here, Indiana up by 10, and Purdue, the turnover story was even at the half. Purdue has made a lot of mistakes here in the second half.
Well, they've taken those turnovers and have converted, and the differential in the game is 10 points, and there's the differential of points off turnovers. And I really believe that's because of point guard play. If you have a point guard, you can convert with your turnover in transition.
Hillman, the leading scorer in the ballgame right now, short on the free throw. He has 14 points, but he missed a rare free throw opportunity.
Remember our key of the game? Hillman must be effective offensively to be able to get the W here tonight, and he has been that.
Sloan with great defense and then got it to Anderson. An excellent block, and then got the loose ball.
Indiana's going to be so difficult to beat at home. I see so much more confidence in this team than I saw earlier this year.
Hey, it looks like they're going to be tough to beat on the road.
Look at Hillman. He thinks he's a superstar now. He can't do no wrong around his back.
Hillman all at once has decided this is his game.
He says, I'm going to do a little mini version of Steve Alford.
Clyburn.
Oh, they got to dump it in.
Scheffler put it up with the left hand and scored.
Well, that was the good entry. They made the quick entry before the defense surrounded him.
Scheffler has 11. They've cut the lead to 8.
This game is not out of the woods, I'll guarantee you that.
Anderson. Boy, he wants the ball now every time.
Well, he's moving so well without the ball. He spots up really well, catches. You catch a ball with your hands and with your eyes.
Anderson has tied Hillman for game honors with 14. The lead back to 10 with 8:49 left. Mike Patrick and Dick Vitale, glad you could join us on Big Monday. This is Kip Jones who's back in.
See, they don't even guard him. They play off number 30 because they know he's not a threat offensively.
Tony Jones to Scheffler. Tipped and it won't go. And here comes Lyndon Jones.
Purdue is basically one-dimensional, in the lane, in the boxes, power, power, power.
Dick, I think you're right about Anderson. He is going to be a superstar.
He's going to be an outstanding player. He just has the natural ability for the Indiana passing game.
Hillman. Edwards exploded to the baseline. Sloan got a hand on it, couldn't hold it. Jump ball situation, and the possession arrow. We'll give it back to Indiana.
There's a look at Sloan. Doesn't have anything in the box score, but's done a solid job defensively. He has set some unbelievable screens. He has really been able to give them a contribution with Jadlow on the sideline.
Here's an interesting stat for you, Dick. The Indiana front court has outscored the Purdue front court 34-30. Who would have thought that?
That is really an interesting one, and they got some good point production out of. See, we're talking Hillman as a true wing player, and he's really almost a guard rather than a baseline player.
Exactly. Edwards. And he traveled. He was hacked on the arm by Clyburn, but that was after the travel. No argument from the Indiana bench.
He's keeping his composure, showing good poise, Edwards. He never seems to get rattled.
7:55 left in the game, a 10-point lead for Indiana. Jones to the baseline, he's fouled.
That's on Hillman, and that's number 3.
Hillman reached in.
He's got that smile. He's got that look of a guy that's having a big night. You know, they have that special walk. Whenever you're having a good night, your walk gets a little faster. Can't wait to get out of the locker room, have all the co-eds check you when you walk down on the campus. There'll be a big man on campus down in Bloomington if they get the W.
Just like you were. You're a big man on every campus we go to. Jones for 3.
Tony Jones squares up.
Coming into the game, he was shooting 28% from three-point range, but he hit a big one there to cut the lead to 7.
I still feel we're going down a wire in this game.
Edwards had a three-point opportunity, passed on it. Hillman,
oh,
nice
great head fake. Great head fake to get free, and then he does it the John Wooden way off the glass. Fundamentally a clinic by Joe Hillman.
Hillman has 16. There was the miss by Stewart. The ball knocked out of bounds. Purdue maintains control.
What a way to start off Big Monday, Syracuse and Villanova. Now look at the back screen. See how he reads screens? Hillman does a great job. He reads one screen, then he gets the second screen, and then the head fake. And uh-oh, Tony Jones, you left something on the floor. Getting over back screens is so difficult. You must communicate and scream to your teammates. Scream.
Jones trying to make it two straight and does.
They got to pick it up defensively. They got to extend their defenses. Gene Katie now is telling them, get up a little bit more. Put some pressure on the ball.
Tony Jones with 9 points. Here's a blocking foul called against Purdue.
Gene Katie says, wait a minute, this is in West Lafayette. This is at Mackey. You're not supposed to call that a block.
Foul was on Clyburn, only his first. Edwards hits the free throw. He is 3 for 3 from the line. Give Jay Edwards 12 points on the night. And the lead is back to 8. Every time Purdue challenges, Indiana answers.
Remember, he's got that great streak on a free throw line. Came in here with 33 in a row. That's now up to 33 plus 4. That's 34, 5, 6, 7. I can count.
Yes, you can. Of course, those are in the Big Ten, not overall.
Overall in the Big Ten over a 2-year period.
Scheffler.
The muscle man, count it. That's Warren Anderson, I believe.
It sure will be.
Well, with 6:41, he can afford to play. Now look at Scheffler. He gets the wide body. He sits down in a post. Post simply means play with your back to the basket. They throw it over the top. Anderson's a little slow rotating over. The left-hander converts it. Right
Wasn't
now,
much of a foul considering all the other contact we've had tonight.
Mike, I think they've done a solid job, though, the 3 guys. They're 3 lead officials. I think it was a great decision by the Big Ten office to put their 3 better guys on this game rather than some young guy inexperienced at this level of competition.
Scheffler too strong on the free throw, 58-51. Lyndon Jones to Hillman.
You know, that's
he gets it out to Edwards.
Good decision keeping Anderson on the floor with 4 because he has Jadlow on the bench with 4, so you can afford to play one of the 2.
And Sloan has played well in there.
He can afford to play one of the 2 because he can bring Jadlow back in if Anderson gets 5.
Purdue's muscle up front has been countered by Indiana.
Because Indiana used the screens. You watch the screening away from the ball. Forget the ball. Look at the screen by Sloan. That was created by Sloan. He made that shot possible for Mr. Hillman.
Hillman has 18. The lead is back to 9.
Remember how Steve Isle used to lay those screens?
There's a travel. So many traveling violations called against Purdue tonight.
Well, they lift the pivot foot. Gene Katie now knows they're in big trouble with 5 minutes and change on the clock because they don't get anything easy in transition.
That's right.
When have you seen them get a transition layup?
Not at all. Indiana's only had a couple, and that was the 19th Purdue turnover.
That's a lot of turnovers, especially when you're not running with the basketball.
Edwards. Tough pass to catch, but he maintained control.
They're going to use some clock now, Mike. They're going to use some clock with each possession. Not going to go into a full delay, but it's going to be a high percentage shot.
Foul called on Clyburn, his second.
Remember the Indiana philosophy, a very simple formula. Shot selection plus team defense equals W.
His first foul.
They announced it was his first foul, but it is number 2 on Lauren Clyburn.
Maybe the general will be nice after the game and not go into a tirade about the lateness of the game.
You mean this 9:30 start upsets the coaches in the Big Ten?
Oh, upsets, no. This guy, he was wild today at his luncheon. He went wild. And then, I'll tell you, Mike, I thought I was going to get in trouble. I came in and he's talked about it's not fair to the kids. The administrators make a poor decision. All they think about is using the players. And I get up and I says, Mr. Knight, you're the builder of character. Isn't life supposed to be ups and downs? Aren't you supposed to teach your athletes to deal with adjustments in life? Part of developing character, things don't go smooth, Mike. You have to make adjustments.
Lyndon Jones misses one after hitting 7 straight.
And he says, we don't need these games. We don't need them. Wisconsin, Northwestern, and Minnesota and them need it. They need it for exposure.
Scheffler. It's a big basket here, and he got it.
He really sits in that post well. good wide body. I can't emphasize enough the importance of getting good post position if you're a post player.
Scheffler has 15, and here is Burning at 6'9", outside playing man-to-man against Edwards.
Try and watch number 44 move without the ball. Look at him, he'll curl. He's always moving. Watch 44. There he is, getting free.
Edwards open for three. And McCants hustled out to get the long rebound. 8-point game, 4:49 left.
They got to score here, Mike. They need this one.
Jones blocked, but the foul called on Lyndon Jones.
You know, it would be really, I think, very effective right now if they can convert off the free throw and then go into a trapping defense, because they haven't shown it. They've allowed Indiana into a rhythm offensively. The other day in the Iowa-North Carolina game, just a great play by Dr. Tom Davis to change his defensive look and alignment to pop the ball loose.
Gene Cady may be thinking along those lines because he's taken Scheffler out and gone with a smaller lineup of his own, putting Keith Stewart in there.
Yeah, he's going for a lot more quickness now, and I think he might be thinking trap. But remember, he's got to convert first on a free throw line.
Tony Jones hits the free throw. Meeks is in for Indiana. So Bobby Knight has gone with a little more speed. He's only got, he has Sloan out there.
Meeks can turn the ball over, though. He tries to make a lot of things happen off his dribble penetration. He's going to be a good one, but he is young. Now here, see, here's what I would do. Come into a trapping situation right now.
Tony Jones has 11. It's a 6-point game.
They lock him up here. This place is going to explode. Indiana has taken the crowd out of the game in the second half.
Hillman over the backboard, and it's Purdue's ball.
The sixth man has been really quiet.
And Bobby Knight came up and said to Joe Hillman, just take it easy.
This is where he's usually a master in the close games down the stretch throughout his career. So has Cady. Cady's been a winner down the stretch.
Tony Jones. McCants almost got the tip. Bodies fly everywhere. And here comes Indiana. Meeks. Hillman.
Notice how they look for Hillman. They want to get the ball in his hands. Very effective free throw shooter.
Edwards for three.
Wide open, shoots the rainbow trifecta. And that just quiets the crowd.
Jay Edwards with 16 points. Almost the steal by Meeks, instead the foul by Jamal Meeks.
Meeks, quick player, really relies on his real good ability to put pressure on the ball. Earlier this year, Bobby Knight said the best we've ever had at Indiana putting pressure on the ball was Quinn Buckner. And we all know what a tremendous collegian Buckner was. And Meeks, he says, is in that category, not as a player, but as a guy putting pressure on the basketball.
A three-point play can be so devastating. Purdue had pulled within 6, and now the lead in one shot has gone to 9.
Again, I look for some full court pressure, trapping. He's got to take chances now, Mike. He's got to try to make something happen with his defense to get a conversion and a layup off a steal.
64-56. Stewart hits them both. Only 3 minutes and 45 seconds left to go. It's a 7-point game at Purdue. Kansas has won in overtime over SMU. Our score here, 64-57. And Dick, you said at the beginning of the game that Joe Hillman was the key to Indiana. He's only 8 out of 10 from the floor, 18 points and 7 assists. Not bad.
I thought they had to have a big night from him in terms of some offensive productivity along the wing. He's given it to him, especially in the second half. You know, we know about his leadership ability, but that can take you so far, Mike. You have to have some guys convert and score, and he's done that.
Full court press by Purdue, and Burning commits the foul.
You know, when you talk about great guys in terms of overachieving in college basketball, I put Hillman up there with Stevie Thompson from out of Syracuse, a 6'3" guy who battles all the giants inside. And what about the kid we're going to see next Monday, Jay Burson? Hey, Jay, if you're listening, stay tuned. Watch Sports Center. Tomorrow night, you'll be surprised with one of the awards you get.
And here's Indiana's advantage down the stretch with free throw shooters like Edwards, Jones, and Hillman. They can just put it away for you.
Yeah, they lock it up because down the stretch, as you said earlier, it's such a vital part of the game, special situations. That's his first miss this year in the Big Ten, and last year he had 27 in a row coming into this year.
Scheffler, great presence of mind to turn around and get the ball. It's an 8-point lead. Purdue needs a bucket. And they didn't need a bad shot like that, jacked up by Clyburn.
Clyburn really shows some freshman basketball skills there, taking a bad shot selection, not what you like in that sequence.
Way off
But he comes back.
He'll make up for it. Edwards.
That could be intentional. I'll give it intentional.
And it should have been.
Call it. 2 shots plus the ball.
That's a good call.
Excellent call.
Edwards really didn't have any chance at the ball and reached around and took a shot at him.
See, Bobby's saying he's playing the ball, but he deliberately went. Now, you watch Clyburn. He anticipates well. He anticipates. Now, here comes Edwards. He tries to get the ball. I don't know.
Yeah, he had no chance to get the ball, Dick.
I don't know. He got him across the arm. There's no doubt about it. But was his intent deliberate and intentional?
I think it was a good call. It is a break for Purdue one way or the other because it's an 8-point game and could be a 4-point play.
Could be a 5-point play.
Yeah.
Could be a 5 if he knocks down the 3.
Now, you had to know when Clyburn made that first mistake, took the bad shot, that when they came down court, he wanted to make up for it.
Well, he anticipated well. Mike, in basketball, you have reactors and you have anticipators. I want the anticipators. The reactor is always on the defense. He's always one step behind. The anticipator is one step ahead in making the good play.
Clyburn has 10. McCants is back in the game. It's a 6-point lead with 3:14 to go. And listen to this sellout crowd.
Scheffler out of the game.
Stewart is in there. Tony Jones, Clyburn, McCants, and Burning. Burning for 3. Partially blocked by Edwards.
Great defensive play. Jay Edwards has those long arms.
Jadlow pulls it back out. They want to work the clock under 3 minutes.
Well, they were going to take only the unmolested shot. It wasn't unmolested. He brings it back out to use some clock. Great discipline. That's Bobby Knight right there. You talk about what the value of a coach is.
Meeks is fouled. That'll be a 1-and-1. And Bob Knight wanted an intentional foul that time.
He's got to be careful. This is the reaction of Gene Cady when Mr. Burning has the shot blocked. Look at the pain. Look at the suffering. What coaches go through. My wife used to say to me, I can't believe you're my husband watching you on that sideline.
Meeks, 70% free throw shooter. Got the bounce. He is now 2 for 3 from the line.
Interesting to see him on the floor at stretch time.
Drills the second, 67-59.
Every time they make their little run, Indiana comes back, goes to the free throw line, and comes up with the conversion. See Hillman step out. They switch defensively there.
Stewart with a big bucket from the baseline.
Gene Cady wanted the timeout after the score.
Hillman against Burning. He's fouled before he went up for the shot. McCants was going to make sure the ball was not going in the hole. Good presence of mind.
Look at Hillman right now with that left arm. Did he push off a little with the left arm? He really does an excellent job of sealing the defensive player off. I can't emphasize enough for the offensive player how to protect the ball and utilize your body to seal that defensive player off.
Hillman 2 out of 3 at the line. He has 18 points tonight.
I guarantee you if they get in late tonight, maybe 2, 3 in the morning, and they win here, he'll be in class tomorrow, strutting in class. Big miss right there.
Big miss front end of the 1-and-1.
This could be the biggest possession of the night. Right here, this could be the biggest possession of the night.
They just haven't been able to get it under 6. Bad pass. Burning saved it, almost lost it again.
They need a good decision right here. I try to find McCants. I try to say, Horse, get free inside. I don't need
3-point shot by Clyburn. He missed it.
Well, he's not really a long-range shooter.
And the crowd up in front of us, we can't see from our vantage point. Jones, offensive foul. Let's see if the basket counts.
No, wave it off. Wave the goal off. He waves it off. The general can't believe it. Now take a look at Lyndon Jones. Let's see now if he uses his body to step in on the defensive player. Remember this, the defensive player is entitled to that plane that runs from the floor to the top of the building. And if he steps across that plane, once he has that position established, the foul is on the offensive player. Solid call by Tom Rucker.
Eric Anderson comes back in the ball game. 1:48 left, a 6-point lead. Purdue desperately needs a bucket here. They just haven't been able to break that 6-point lead.
Well, he's thinking 3. Right now they don't need the 3. They can get the good solid deuce can help them here. Indiana really has gained my admiration for the way they bounce back as a team.
That's a foul on Anderson inside. That's his 5th. So he got back in the game for 5 seconds and picked up his last personal.
Eric's saying, come on now, give me a break. This is the Big Ten. Now look at this right here. Don't call a touch foul. I switch, I hold them off, I fight. Look at him fighting for position. Oh yeah, he's definitely hooking him and holding him. I'll tell you one thing, both these clubs learned how to play post defense. And if you don't have officials calling them, you're never gonna touch the ball down inside.
Anderson leaves the game 14 points, 7 rebounds. An outstanding looking freshman ball player for Indiana.
He's a diaper dandy.
McCants, 10 points.
8 of them on a foul line.
Got the roll, and it's 67-62.
See, right now, the 3's not important. Get the deuce, get back in the game, get the high percentage shot.
Stewart is back in. Scheffler will go out.
See, right now they're bringing the big guy out. They're trying to go for more quickness, trying to maybe force
press,
a turnover.
right?
Yes, go to pressure defensively. He's been wanting him to get up into the press, but Indiana's done a good job of pushing the defense back.
Purdue with 4 players in double figures. McCants trying to make his total 12. And does.
See, now here comes the pressure. They're going to extend, use their quickness. Jones beats the pressure.
Oh, Lyndon Jones went by it like it wasn't even there.
Yeah, he beats the pressure.
67-63. Indiana wants to run the clock more than anything. The foul will go on Keith Stewart, his 3rd.
That's not a bad foul, though. That's not a bad foul. He didn't look really sure and confident at the line last time.
Sure
Got a
did.
couple of bounces to go his way. Meeks, right. He doesn't seem to have the feathery touch. He's a young kid getting the first taste of this kind of rivalry. What an interstate rivalry. I know we have later on the North Carolina-Duke game, and that's certainly going to be an unbelievable scene down at Cameron Indoor Stadium. And Louisville and Kentucky year in and year out is always an unbelievable emotional battle. He's got to feel some heat right here, this kid.
Makes his hit 3 out of 4.
He's got to feel the confidence of Bobby Knight, the fact that he's keeping him on the floor.
And that was a confident-looking free throw.
Yeah,
68-63. Bobby Knight's teams always excellent free throw shooting teams.
Well, they're good free throw shooting teams and usually have a pretty good field goal percentage because of shot selection and discipline. Trademark of Dean Smith's teams down in North Carolina.
Got them both.
Boy, he didn't look nervous at all.
Big shots, 5 out of 6.
He didn't look nervous at all. He puts a lot of pressure on that ball. Look at him fight over the top of the screen. Purdue not getting enough movement inside.
Burning for 3, doesn't get it. 3 Indiana players collide, knock it out of bounds.
See, this would be their big win on the road. They beat Kentucky on the road, but Kentucky at that time was struggling. They're doing a heck of a lot better now, coming back, winning their first 2 in the SEC. This would be a big win for Indiana. They've been unbeatable at home in Bloomington.
They're on an 8-game win streak. And Purdue couldn't get the ball in bounds, decided to call the timeout and save the turnover. Smart play that time by Lauren Clyburn. 1:12 to go in the game. It's Indiana by 6. Indiana by 6 with 1:12 to go at Purdue. The Hoosiers have lost 4 straight here at Mackey Arena. Trying to break that string, extend their own winning streak, and make Bobby Knight the winningest coach in the history of the Big Ten. Sports Center will follow our telecast. Jones, cross-court pass, burning for 3. Hillman with a rebound.
That was a great play designed by Gene Cady. They laid the screen, threw the ball over the top. They come up empty with the conversion, but a tremendous job by Katie in the timeout. You're looking at two of the masters in coaching in America here tonight, Katie and Knight. I'll tell you one thing. You put some other people on a sideline with the personnel they have, these teams aren't as effective as what they've been this year.
Hillman, 18 points, but he's missed 2 free throws, misses a third out of 5. Very uncharacteristic for Joe Hillman.
Now you got to think a little about a 3.
Jones, 2-point shot, got it.
Get a timeout, get a timeout,
And
get a
they
TO.
do. Tony Jones with 13, big bucket there, cuts it to 4. And with 56 seconds to go, Purdue is still in it.
Taking a look here, field goal percentage is 51 versus 39, and it's pretty tough to win a basketball game shooting 39%. You got to play some tough defense and do some other things right. See, right now they spread. They go in a 1-4 setup.
Dave Barrett, number 22 in the Purdue lineup. He is a 3-point specialist. Almost got the steal there, and Tony Jones will pick up his 4th personal.
One of the reasons Barrett was on the floor too, Mike, he's Mr. Hustle. Last year he received the award as Mr. Hustle for the way he guts it out every day in practice.
Purdue foul line. Number 25, Tony Jones, his 4th foul. Substitution.
Edwards only has missed 1, as we talked about earlier. He had that big run going in a Big Ten over a 2-year period, 37 in a row, and then missed 1.
Scheffler comes in.
It's tough to play.
Going out Keith Stewart.
It's tough to play the combination of Scheffler and McCants when you're trying to pressure, but now they're going in for the rebound on a miss and also trying to get a quick score with them around the boxes.
Nothing but the bottom of the net, and it's 70-65 with 51 seconds left.
The art of shooting free throws. And I could take you to the winner's circle so many times and send you to the loser's circles. All you got to do is ask a guy like Boeheim or Gail Catlett lost a couple of games because of free throw shooting with West Virginia.
Even the second one was a big miss. Jones for 3.
He's got it. He's got a timeout.
70-68. They've only got 1 timeout left.
They almost popped the ball loose.
Beat the 10-second count, 30 seconds left. And Edwards is fouled at the 27-second mark.
I believe Purdue has that 1 timeout, don't they, Mike?
They do.
They still have the 1 timeout.
At least according to our stats, they did.
Yeah, we're far away. The one thing right here, now look at his 3-point shot. Did he touch the line? No, he's behind the line. He's behind the line. Definitely behind the line as he drills the 3.
Big free throws.
He just tickles the twine, Mike. He's got the great release, the great concentration.
He's 7 out of 9 tonight on the season, 86.9%.
Ice in his veins.
Now this is the one that really counts.
Yeah, this one can lock it up.
Would make it 4 points. And does. Now Purdue will have to go for the 3 again, and Indiana will now use one of its remaining timeouts with 27 seconds to go. And remember, Bob Knight with a win tonight would have 214 career in the Big Ten. That's the best all time.
See, here's a great decision. Put some token pressure so they take some time off the clock.
Tony Jones doesn't go for the 3, tries to bank home a 2. Scheffler kept it alive. Burning got it. McCants. Scheffler again kept it alive. Out of bounds. Whose ball? Out to Purdue.
The decision to go for 2 was not a bad decision. Whether you go for 2 or get 3 there, it doesn't matter. You still need another possession.
No, I disagree with you. You got to go for the 3.
Well, you say go for the 3.
Clyburn for 3. Scheffler battling so hard in there, and this time, I think he picked up a foul.
Yeah, he did. Mike, I'm going to debate with you on that. I'll tell you why.
It's on Jadlow. Excuse me.
Oh, is it on Jadlow? Stops the clock, puts him on a line. Yeah, he looks frustrated.
He had a foul on every.
And that's 5 on Jadlow.
They lost Anderson, remember? Let me explain to you why my feelings, and I certainly respect what you're saying as well. If you can get the easy deuce without wasting any time at all on the clock, where they're going to give you the automatic deuce, you take the 2 points, and now you're down 2.
But you can't foul, then you're dead.
Well, you can foul and hope he misses 1.
Not these guys.
Well, the way they shoot it, right. But the 3 is such a lower percentage shot. The other way I'm talking about, if you can get the quick deuce, you take it.
Scheffler with 15 points. Got the bounce. That cuts it to 3.
You got to be a mathematical whiz here to figure out what happens on exchanges.
Now here's the other question. With 8 seconds left, do you try to miss this one and get the rebound and go for the tie?
That's a tough play. You're really playing against the percentages coming up. They got everybody stacked in the lane, so well coached. You got 5 people in that lane.
He made that one and cut it to 2. 8 seconds left, a 2-point game.
Not
Scheffler
over.
goes out, Stewart comes in. They've got to get the steal.
Not over. Not only go for the steal, but you foul immediately if you don't get the steal.
And hope. Dave Barrett also comes in. Last 8 ticks. And they got it into the man they wanted to, Edwards, and he is fouled by Barrett.
Well, let's set the scenario. He goes here. Well, it's lights out and over. The party's done if he converts both. If he misses, now you got some decision making by Indiana. Do you allow him with a 3-point lead to come up the court and to play good, tough defense and shoot the 3, or do you foul, playing tough on the ball, making sure you don't intentionally foul and give him 2 shots and the ball? I would go and foul, but not intentionally. Play the ball tough.
Edwards is 8 out of 10 at the line. Burning is in there. He's got good range on the 3-point shot. Scheffler will come in. Stewart comes out. Both teams juggling their lineup, but it all goes on the shoulders of Jay Edwards right now.
Mike, what you're feeling here? Let's say Jay makes only one of the 2. You got a 3-point lead. You're Indiana. Do you let him bring the ball up and get the 3-point attempt for the possible OT, or do you foul and let him make the
I'd let him go.
I foul. I'll foul. I'd not let him shoot the 3. You'd let him shoot. You'd let him go to shoot the 3.
With 7 seconds left, Indiana wants a timeout to discuss exactly what they will do in that situation. With 7 seconds left, that's that is a very tricky. That is a very tricky thing to do, Dick.
You foul, you play the ball head-to-head, and whoever's playing the ball makes an attempt to get the ball. Now you give them the what do you call, a 1-and-1, and you'll eliminate the shot in terms of the 3-point attempt.
Yeah, but to me, what you've done with that is put them back at the line, 15 feet away from the basket. They make the first shot, and then they try to miss the second, and they've got a chance, 2-point shot to tie or a 3-pointer to win. So that's why I'm a little against that. I would rather see somebody take a rush 25-footer. But I understand your point.
Okay, I'm glad, because I want to come back and coach against you. I might not get fired and get the ziggy.
Hey, man, if you coached against me, you could coach forever.
No, I'll tell you what, that's why I'm up in the booth. What a way to start off Big Monday. The Syracuse-Villanova game was very exciting. This game exciting, and we got unbelievable matches. And I'm not trying to hyper. The facts are there, baby. You check out the matches on Monday night. Big Monday.
Connecticut-Syracuse will start off our next Big Monday, and then we've got Michigan and Ohio State. And Gary Williams is building himself a powerhouse.
Well, next year they're going to be very good. This year they're good, but next year they'll be very good. Been very disappointed in the play of Brewster and Lee. I know that they were out last year, but they have not lived up to their accolades. All right, let's take a look right here what happened strategically. There's not much you could say here other than waiting to see what Mr. Edwards does on his free throw line to determine some strategy.
Well, the strategy, all the wheels will go into motion if Edwards misses the second. He's hitting 9 out of 11. If he makes the first one, forget the strategy.
We're far away, Mike. What's the timeout situation exactly now?
Purdue has none.
None. Purdue doesn't have any timeouts.
And Edwards ices it, 74-70. And now Indiana will spend, I believe, its last timeout.
Pretty tough to beat them right now. I don't know if you can come in a magical 4-point play, because all they really have to do now is put some token pressure on the defense, let them really run some clock. And this game looks like it is academic, and this will be the first win for the General Robert Montgomery Knight here. I guess in what, his last 5 tries?
He's lost the last 4, but right now it looks like Bob Knight will win the 499th of his career. He's certain to become the youngest coach in college basketball to win 500, and it will be his 214th Big Ten victory, which will break the record of Ward Piggy Lambert set here at Purdue. He coached here a long time, until 1945.
You know, Purdue can't even stop the clock after a score without any timeouts. Even if they score, Indiana does not have to throw the ball back in bounds.
That's right.
Well, it's been exciting, Mike. It's been freezing. I left Tampa at 82 degrees. It was unbelievable sunny. Played some tennis and came out here, and it's been freezing, but it's not freezing here. Not with Katie and Knight and the Mackey Arena. Hey, you and I were here, what, 2 years ago? They lost also to Iowa. 2 years ago. Dr. Tom Davis. They don't want to see us here, Mike.
This is the loudest place I have ever been, and they have great spirit.
They really do have a tremendous following here. The excitement that's been created by Gene Katie is amazing. Now look at Jay Edwards. He's talking to the coach, and coach is very calm with him, explaining all the different items. Hey, what a recruiting class next year. Funderburg, Chris Reynolds, Calbert Cheney, Pat Graham, who's been unbelievable, had 40-some the other night. Greg Graham, Chris Lawson.
The one thing you don't want to do here is foul.
Yeah, you don't want the foul on the three-point attempt. You want just some token pressure.
Burning for three.
Don't have to take the ball out of bounds.
He got it, but they can't stop it.
Don't have to take the ball out of bounds.
Indiana wins a thriller, 74-73. What a ball game to start our big Monday. Our final score once again, Indiana 74, Purdue 73. For Dick Vitale and our entire ESPN crew, thanks for watching tonight. And this is Mike Patrick saying so long from West Lafayette.
ESPN presents College Basketball 85. From Assembly Hall in Bloomington, Indiana, the Purdue Boilermakers meet the Indiana Hoosiers in a Big Ten battle.
And we're ready to go. Uwe Blop will...